Take a second to think about your daily routine. You probably have shoes, a name, and maybe a mild caffeine dependency or a slight snack addiction. Now, keep going back in time, past powdered wigs and chainmail, until you stumble upon a guy squatting in the dirt, chewing on a beetle, and trying not to die before sundown. That guy has absolutely no idea you exist. But if he, or anyone in the thousands of people in your ancestral chain, had tripped at the wrong moment, gotten eaten by something toothy, or simply failed to reproduce, you wouldn't be here. You exist because 1,000 people before you didn't die when they should have. You are the byproduct of violent coincidence and stubborn biology. Around 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano exploded and nearly deleted humanity from existence. It launched over 670 cubic miles of ash into the sky, enough material to cover the entire United States. The eruption triggered a volcanic winter so devastating that sunlight was blocked for an estimated 6 to 10 years. Global temperatures crashed by up to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Plants withered, animals starved, and worldwide ecosystems collapsed. As food supplies vanished, the total human population shrank to fewer than 3,000 individuals worldwide. This created a genetic bottleneck so tight that every person alive today likely descends from that tiny handful of desperate survivors who lived through a decade of freezing darkness. Fast forward to about 20,000 years ago, during the last glacial maximum. Earth smothered huge chunks of North America, Europe, and Asia under ice sheets up to 2 miles thick. Your daily routine involved fighting off hypothermia while hunting woolly mammoths the size of school buses. You were armed with a sharpened stick, and your dinner weighed 6 tons and actively wanted to kill you. Despite these brutal conditions, Homo sapiens adapted. They mastered fire, stitched animal hides with bone needles, and were even creating early art on cave walls. The planet itself repeatedly threw freezing temperatures and starvation at our bloodline. Human ingenuity simply outlasted the climate. Around 10,000 years ago, early humans had a brilliant idea. Stop chasing mammoths and make the food come to us. They swapped the exhausting nomadic hunting lifestyle to settle down and plant crops. Trading constant movement for permanent villages created a buffet of new problems. Your survival now depended heavily on the weather. One bad drought, a sudden flood, or a swarm of locusts meant your entire village starved. Living close together allowed diseases to spread rapidly. Your diet lost protein, leading to vitamin deficiencies and teeth rotting out of your face. Archaeologists continually uncover ancient skeletons, showing clear signs of malnutrition and severe anemia. By the 13th century, human populations had grown dense enough that humans themselves became the greatest existential threat to one another. Led by Genghis Khan, the Mongols carved out the largest land empire in human history. They utilized mobile horse archers to hit targets fast, wiping entire cities off the map and leaving absolutely nothing standing. Historians estimate these invasions killed around 10% of the world's total population. Abandoning the nomadic life allowed us to build permanent structures, but it turned early settlements into heavily populated, concentrated targets for famine and slaughter. In 1347, Europe received an unexpected package from Central Asian trade routes, and the Black Death tore through towns like a biological wildfire. This microscopic image shows Yersinia pestis, the bacterium responsible for the plague. It hitched rides on fleas and rats, taking full advantage of densely packed populations that had absolutely no concept of personal hygiene. Once the plague hit a city, survival became a complete lottery. You could catch it from a shared cup, a handshake, or simply by breathing the exact same medieval air as an infected neighbor. Symptoms included giant swollen lymph nodes, extreme fevers, and vomiting blood, with death usually arriving within a matter of days. Between 30% and 60% of Europe's population was wiped out in a few short years. Entire economies collapsed, while doctors walked around wearing creepy bird masks stuffed with flowers, hoping nice smells would act as medicine. The deadliest filter your ancestors navigated came from an invisible microbe that turned everyday interactions into a lethal, completely uncontrollable lottery. Which brings us right back to you, sitting comfortably in the modern world. Think about the pure statistical improbability of your specific DNA chain surviving that entire timeline. A decade without sunlight, dodging Ice Age megafauna, enduring the Mongols, and breathing through a world-ending plague. You are a walking anomaly, the final, breathing result of thousands of desperate humans who fought through the worst periods in history and simply refused to stop living. You are the exact miracle your ancestors fought mammoths for. Simply existing is the ultimate victory against impossible odds.